Former advisor to the CIA, the Pentagon, and the White House, Jim Rickards, believes the coming election could spark a round of turmoil unlike anything the United States has ever seen, including the potential for a 50% market crash. However, we can take a few steps to prepare for the 2024 election meltdown, which includes 1. Anti-dollar investments. We reveal what it is right here for free in this teaser review. Jim begins by saying he's going to put, quote, his career on the line by revealing some hard to hear truths. So, what are these? Well, first up, Jim is calling for a Trump win in the November election. However, he also predicts that the Democrats will take control of Congress. And since the newly elected members of Congress will be sworn in before the presidential election is certified, he says they will refuse to certify the election results if Trump wins. Now, he even points to old Vanity Fair articles that state Trump should never be allowed within 1,000 feet of the White House again, as planting the seeds for such a possibility. Now, if this were to happen, it could lead to a crisis of confidence, the consequences of which would ripple across the globe like a megaquake and deal the final blow to the US dollar as the world's reserve currency. Now, this would be an election meltdown of biblical proportions. And according to Jim, we need to begin preparing ourselves now through 5 steps he recommends and a number 1 investment. Now, this is where the pitch begins. All the information we need about this number 1 investment, including its name and ticker symbol, is inside a special report. And that report is called My Number 1 Way of Escaping the Dollar Collapse. And the report is only available to subscribers of Jim's research service called Strategic Intelligence. Now, as you can see, the subscription includes several bonus reports. It also comes with a 6-month money-back guarantee. Monthly newsletters with Jim's best ideas on how to protect and grow your wealth, as well as weekly updates with his latest analysis on the economy. So how much will all of this run you? Well, if we go and take a look at the offer while it's still available, we will see that Jim's risk-free trial begins at $49. Getting back to the teaser, Jim's 5 steps to take now to protect your wealth aren't really tangible. And what I mean by this is they're basically just adverts for the special reports pitched in this teaser. For example, his number one way, or I should say his first step, is to prepare for the final collapse of the US dollar. Fair enough. However, step 2 is simply buying Jim's number one investment for the coming stock market crash. And from there, it's much of the same. Like, for example, his third step is selling 3 popular stocks now. Now, Jim doesn't name any names here in this teaser, and he doesn't go into any further details. However, I have some ideas about the kind of stocks he's talking about. For example, any companies that don't have a ton of cash and are deeply in debt. These could go belly up quickly in the kind of scenario that Jim describes here. Now, similarly, step number 4 is buying some crisis-proof stocks now. Again, details are not provided. And lastly, number 5 is simply staying in touch with Jim to get constant updates on this coming meltdown. So that means we can skip the rest of this and get right down to the good stuff, which is revealing Jim's number one investment for the coming stock market crash. Now, the clues that we get about this stock are very indirect, but they are telling. For example, the first one is that the stock jumped 30%, 37% higher during the 3-month panic at the beginning of 2020. And the next tip-off that we get is that the same stock went up as much as 91% during the 2008 market crash. Finally, or I should say the third point, is that BlackRock has invested more than 1.4 billion in this play. Similarly, Renaissance Technologies has already invested more than 450 million. And billionaire Ray Dalio has put up 2.5 million. And Jim ends it by saying, this play isn't about silver. It's not collectibles. It's not gold coins or cryptocurrencies or even a gold miner. So, what is it? Now, based on these clues, we revealed that Jim's number one investment may be Costco Wholesale Corp. ticker symbol COST on the NASDAQ. And the reasons for this is because if we look at some old stock charts, it's not an exact match, but Costco did outperform the S&P 500. S&P is the red line, Costco is the blue line, during the 2020 market panic and during the 2008 market crash. Now, additionally, BlackRock, Ray Dalio's Bridgewater, and Renaissance Technologies are currently or have been sizable shareholders in the discount retailer. So, does this mean that Costco has more upside than gold during a prospective stock market meltdown? Well, if history is any indication, it has outperformed the shiny metal by a factor of 4 over the past 2 decades. But is this likely to continue? Well, if we look at Costco's fundamentals, such as its balance sheet, it is fairly recession-proof, with more cash on its books than total debt. Also, it is a consumer food staple, meaning demand won't drop off a cliff during a recession or worse, especially since it has its famous $1.50 food court hot dogs, which the company's CFO has recently reiterated that the price is safe and won't be going up. Now, the only visible drawbacks of Costco at the moment are its mega cap size at 400 billion and a trailing price to earnings ratio of 56 times, which is well above the market median of around 25 times and expensive by any measure. But overall, Costco is a quality consumer staple business that has historically outperformed during market downturns. But if a dollar crisis were to go down, it would be unprecedented. And no one knows exactly how publicly traded US businesses would react. By my account, it would not be good. And in this case, I would want to own some hard assets first. Maybe some ammo, maybe some food reserves and storage, and perhaps a few high dollar or high quality non-dollar denominated public equities. But hey, that's just me. Now, to quickly recap what we just covered, Jim Rickards believes the coming election could spark a round of turmoil unlike anything the US has ever seen, and he's recommending one anti-dollar investment for the 2024 election meltdown. Now, this is all supposed to go down because Democrats, who will win control of Congress, will refuse to certify the election results in the event of a Trump victory, causing a crisis of confidence in the US dollar. Now, to counter this, Jim has a number one investment, and all the information that we need on it is in a special report called My Number One Way of Escaping the Dollar Collapse. This report is only available to subscribers of his Strategic Intelligence Research Service, which costs $49 for the first year. Fortunately, if you watch this video here to the end, we revealed Jim's prospective number one investment for the coming market crash as Costco Wholesale Corp, NASDAQ COST. Now, Costco is a quality consumer staple business that, as we just said, has historically outperformed during market downturns. However, during a full-blown dollar crisis, I would want to own some hard assets first, and then perhaps some high-quality non-dollar denominated equities. Now, if you got any value out of this video at all, hit the like and subscribe buttons and let us know what your number one investment is for a potential dollar crisis down in the comments. Until next time.